how about I read some of your comments here on camera for this first of its kind video here in TMP. Hey guys, Nutnfancy, it is 11:30 p.m. at night. It's 14 May 2012. I'm kind of tired. Been working all day, working on videos too. I probably put in about 6 hours on videos today that I was able to squeeze in, and I really wasn't hitting it today. I had to do a lot of retakes on a knife video. I wasn't happy. Embarrassing. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't, but this is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is to connect with you guys out there, TMPers across the world, as I read your comments live, unedited on this video, and perhaps future ones just like it here in TMP. I am on my channel page right now. The background image is an FN SLP Mark I shotgun with a very cool tag loading platform. I'm talking an ammo platform on a LBE rig. Very cool. That's coming up for review, by the way, the SLP Mark I. Stand by. One reason I haven't done it is because I need to go do some buckshot with it. Buckshot and probably some slug shooting with it. So I was thinking, I really was getting ready to do it. I just want to get it done, get it out of the way, but that gun deserves it. It's a very quality, awesome semi-auto shooter. So welcome to TMP. I mean, to do it right, it takes some time. So what I'm going to do here, though, is wade through this ridiculous channel page design that YouTube has forced upon us. I hate it, by the way. And go to your comments, which is no longer that easy to do because it used to be on the page. Featured video comments were right below from TMPers, and it was awesome. I was going in there checking them all the time. Now, you got to click around to find them. It's under the Feed tab, and then you click on Comments. Here we go. I want to jump all over, and this is just as it happens. I'm going to go to the channel page, skip around. I may skip some, so if there's some that are really controversial that would like dominate the topic material of this video, I'm not going to say them, because then the whole video becomes that. Next thing you know, I'm out of time. This will probably, I estimate, be about 45 minutes long. And for TMPers, it's going to be interesting because I'm going to try to answer your questions. Here we go. This is Charger DP, posted a comment. I do appreciate your honest, non-biased opinions on all sorts of equipment. Excellent report on the CZP07. Keep up the great reviews. God bless you. Charger DP. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am the same as I've always been, and that is independent. I will break from the pack, the groupthink that's out there on whatever, I don't know, gun, knife there is. I just, that's all I know how to do, is just be myself, give you the straight skinny. If I like it, you're going to know it. If I hate it, I'm going to make a case as to why. And then I'll acknowledge the good. If I have some weirdness, like I was thinking the other day, like slim profile barrel AR-15s. It's my own weirdness that I don't like those. They shoot fine. They can go through rapid fire strings. Excuse me. And some don't change point of impact so much. Some do, like several inches. I just hate them. But I'll roll that in the review. I'll tell you and say, sorry, I got to take a drink. I'll tell you. I'll keep it real with you. I better shut up and read your comments. Dude, all the knives are sold out, at least the ones I liked from your reviews. Guess I need to be quicker next time. That's Just a Fellow 1 posted that comment. And I think he's referring to Blade HQ, the Nutnfancy page. And I'm sorry. They have been selling very fast. That's because the prices there are smoking from Blade HQ. As good as I've seen on that level of quality on those knives. Separate video coming out announcing Blade HQ Association. There is a Nutnfancy channel page now. They will be discounted as much as I can possibly twist their arm to discount. I talk about all that in that video, so I'm not going to waste time here. Keep your eye on that page. You'll see those posts, and Blade HQ will reorder those. I talked to Jake today at Blade HQ. He's like, dude, I had no idea. Like, well, honestly, nor do I. In other words, if I review a knife and say, hey, this knife is a 7 out of 10 likability scale, is that going to sell that well? And my objective, honestly, isn't to sell the knife. It's to get good information out there and to be very honest and real with that information. If I give it a 10 out of 10 like I did with the Imkustas, the Piranha Pocket, those are 10s. Solid 10s. I ain't going to hold back. Generally, that does result in a lot of sales, at least initially for that design, that thing. And I've seen my other knife retailers sell out too. Here I go. Spending too much time answering the question. Let's see. Saw the video of the old school Smiths. Was wondering if you ever picked up a Service 6. I know you mentioned several times you wanted to since you were a kid in a video. Old school Smiths, Rugers, and Colts would be awesome. Good question. I haven't picked up a Service 6. I absolutely love it. The old school Rugers, the Smiths, I love them. They are so cool. They're second kind of cool with me. They're beautiful bluing jobs. They have smoother triggers, more precise sights. A lot of them do. I just love it. Stay subbed, stay watching. You're going to see a lot more revolver shooting here in TMP as I can fit it in. So I don't have a Service 6 yet though. If you're working as a nurse on the 7th floor of a 10-floor building built in the 1940s situated on an active fault line, what knife or multi-tool would you suggest as EDC to help you escape entrapment? I also carry a whistle, Surefire, Nitrilon LED, and bandana. Thanks, Ernesto. That's 325 Ernesto. Good question. I don't think a multi-tool by itself is going to save your life. You're going to need some type of pry tool. If you look in my my survival kit, my city survival kit, the USK specifically, you'll see that I carry a small pry bar in there if you were in an entrapment situation. To me, you're going to have very limited things you'll be able to do. In other words, entrapment in that you can't get a window open, that's where that tool would come into play, or entrapment in that a whole bunch of debris just fell on you. I wish I could speak. I'm just tired. A multi-tool is not going to help you there if you have tons of concrete, lumber, glass on you. What it will help you do is maybe unsecure like ventilation areas, anything that has screws, Phillips head, flat screws on it that you can unscrew and gain access that way. A multi-tool will be very helpful there. If you were tangled up or someone you found and came upon was tangled up with wire, MT would help you there. Suggestions would be my all-time favorite, Leatherman Charge, Wave, any MDMT. I have several I've reviewed. Go always to my likability scale and you'll see which ones are my faves. I covered some really good ones. The Swiss tool, love it. Just love it. Spirit, awesome. There you go. Got to move on. What is the most durable features in a folding knife? That's hard to answer. I mean, let's see. Hey Nutnfancy, I absolutely love all the new reviews coming out. For a while you weren't making many, but it's great they're just cranking out now. Keep them coming. Thank you. That's from Sterling Brown 5. I have been working very hard getting reviews out and taking care of my knife guys. My knife guys are core to the Nutnfancy project. They have been. They're the reason that I was encouraged enough to really take this thing in the direction it went. I will never forget my knife guys. I've always said that, and nor will I ever stop loving blades myself. I can't fake a review. If it's excited and you can tell that I'm digging it like this, coming up for a review, you will feel it. You'll know that it's genuine. So I'm glad you guys are liking it. I'm glad it's well received. And comments like that keep me going because I get exhausted. I really do. Let's see. Point Break Part 2 has soul. Thanks for posting the second vid of the series, Nut, and you and Bucket together always make for the best excursions. Thank you. I looked at Point Break 2 and I was like, that's one reason I didn't post it. I actually wasn't even going to post the entire Point Break series. And I've heard from you TMPers, you're like, dude, why? We loved that series. It was fun. You said it was boring. It's not. I know. I'm just such a picky editor. And I look at the flow of the video. Is it interesting? And I'm scared that it won't be received well. That I won't get views and I'll bore you guys. And I just posted tonight, actually it's this morning, M1 Garand first-person shooter. And that one sucked. To be brutally honest, I hated that video. But Verolinus always tells me, she goes, dude, you have so much footage that TMPers never see. That's absolute truth, by the way, that I record lots and lots. I'm filling up hard drives. The hard drives I'm using now are 3 terabyte hard drives, and I fill them up once every 2 months. I'll fill up 2. Because I have to have 2. I have to have primary, excuse me, my throat, primary and backup. So I'm constantly filling up hard drives. And sometimes because the project changes, I never show you guys the footage. I've got a crick in my throat. And sometimes I just forget that the project moves along so fast. Like in December, when Troy came out to shoot, I'm doing Troy, I did some knife reviews, there's some stuff I forgot, so sometimes I'll post it much later than when it was. It might be months. It's because I had to go back, refind it, and do it. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, Point Break Part 2, Hetzel, thank you very much. I love Buggett. He's such a good friend. He just can't peel away from his life to do TMP, unfortunately. It's really tough. I mean, I just threw a backpacking invite to him. No words yet. Gee. Let's see, here we go. Hey, I'm sure your page gets blown up with review requests, and with most guns, it's low, and firearms going for $6.50 a piece. It'd be great to see one of your reviews for an AR-15 pistol. No brand, phase, or anything, but POU, as in like a truck gun or even a nightstand piece. Even if they have a legitimate purpose. Thanks for the great reviews. Keep them coming. AR-15 pistol, probably very low on the priority. Not to say, like you say, they have a place in certain POUs. They don't excite me. You know, they're loud, a lot of blast, loss of recoil. You don't have a shoulder stock to maximize accuracy. For a nightstand gun, I wouldn't do that. I would use a standard pistol. If you're good with a pistol, a shotgun's always a great way to go too. Not to say I won't down the road, but I have a lot of catching up. If you guys saw how much I'm trying to catch up with, it'd blow your mind. Let's see. Can you do a video on scopes? It seems like all across YouTube there's a lot of videos describing pros and cons of scopes. Personally, I was thinking something like your boot and glove videos where you just describe features and a few value brands. Just a thought. That's from Cam 00133. Yeah, I can and will, and it's been on the docket for a long time. And here's how it goes. When I jump in comments and I see that, it puts it in memory again. I go, okay, I know there's a TMPer out there that's waiting for this, and it becomes a priority with me. So pretty soon you're going to see exactly that. Excuse me. And he nails it on the head. That's how I like doing things, because for me to review a specific brand of scope, I do that once in a while if it's a durable brand, make and model, for instance. But I will tell you about features to look for. I could probably film that tonight. I just got to get to it. Maybe not tonight. Hey, Nutton, how about reviewing some binoculars and a laser finder? Rifle scope would also be awesome. See, there's another guy who wants it. Cool. That's from Spring Figs XD89. I did do binocular reviews back in 2008. Look it up. It's a Nikon Monarch by Nutnfancy. That review was, it's okay. It was when I was finding my voice and how I was going to do it. I actually tried to film the review next to the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge with the wind blowing, and I had to take after take after take, and it sucked. And I was like, okay, this is not working. People were walking by talking, and thus was born in that review the tabletop review. Did you guys know that? It came out of the Nikon binocular review, because I really was back then doing a lot of in-field reviews, but where I shoot, where I go, is the weather generally is windy. It's tough. Doing a review out in the desert, tough. Wind comes, it's just really tough. There you go. So there is one out there. I may do a couple more binocular reviews. I was never motivated by the views on those, though. Even to this day, the view numbers on those that binocular review sucked. If I get bad views, I'm unmotivated to do more. And that holds true for everything. Running guns, knife videos, backpacking videos. To me, and I think this is reasonable, 40,000, 60,000 views. That's reasonable for how many people are coming to the project. You know, if I get that, then yeah, I'll do some more. Let's see. Dude, I love how you have a deal with Blade HQ now. I've been going to them for a little over a year now, and their customer service, shipping times, and prices are fantastic. Yes, they are. I love Blade HQ. Their prices are not always the lowest. I've done a lot of research all over, but their service and their shipping times are outstanding. I'm talking their normal prices. If you get a Nutnfancy pricing deal on stuff that I'm reviewing now in TMP, they will probably beat everybody else. I'm talking Blade HQ. And big thanks to Jake and crew at Blade HQ. We're very glad to have them on board. It's exciting. Nut and I have decided, thanks to you, to stop carrying my M. Custa as an EDC. What? Holy cow. I was carrying it because it was off people's radars and satisfied my inner hipster. I carry an M. Custa. You've probably never heard of it. What? Don't stop carrying it. Me well now. that you're getting the info out there. I've begun my search for another lesser-known brand that's just as awesome. Okay, now I get where you're coming from. And sometimes you have to do that in a comment because you don't. It's not face-to-face communication, so you don't know where the guy's coming from. This is a funny comment, actually. It's going to take me a while, and when I'm done, I'm not telling you about it then. If you find out about whatever it is after I start carrying it, I'm going to start to cry. Oh, this guy rocks. IMBW89 is the dude's name. IMBW89. Oh, that's an awesome comment. That I totally revealed his favorite carry option. Oh my gosh. How do I load more comments in here? I hate this channel page. Seriously, I do not know how to do it. Oh, what a goof. Seriously, where do they go? That's what I hate about this. See, on the old format, I could go back to channel comments way back. That pisses me off, man. Because I looked day before yesterday, and I was planning to do this. Had so many great comments. And usually I'm just looking at the first page, but I don't go scrolling back. Ah, that pisses me off. YouTube. So we're going to jump into the videos. Let's see. I am in, this is probably the worst one, M1 Garand first person shooter. Let's see what we got here. Great video, mate. I've always loved those rifles. Cheers from New Zealand. Cheers back at you, bro. Thanks, Nut. And I have a vintage Garand that was given to me by my father, who was a World War II vet. Fantastic firearm, and I don't shoot it nearly as much as I should. That's from Vermont Stump Jumper. Thank you. Mr. Sparky 1791. Can't get enough of these M1 vids, Nuttin. I'm winding down, so they're pretty much done. And like I said, I don't know if I said this or not, but I really wasn't planning on posting that footage. I only used about 20%. A lot of it you guys never see. I did think I said that. It was okay, I guess. The coolest shots when you're down the prone, muzzle blast is blowing up, surrounding snow, extracted cartridge clip goes flying by the camera lens, totally righteous. Some other guys are complaining about they're getting dizzy watching it. I'm not sold, by the way, on first-person shooter footage. I think it can be useful, and I did read some comments earlier today. I didn't answer it yet because I didn't have time, but the guy said, hey, why don't you take it and put it in picture-in-picture? I did. Arctic Ops and another M1 Garand vid I posted had that, and it was a pain in the butt to do. I had to sync it all up. Audio came out of sync. It really took a long time. I agree. Hi, Nuttin. Gotta confess, it was a touch boring watching all 24 minutes. I think what I missed most was some tech talk on the table. I totally agree with that. I think it was boring. I hated it too. It must feel like a breeze for you to do such relatively simple posts. No harm in that. Still love you guys. Go Garand. Oh, dude, I know that guy. Saber686. I love that guy. SABR686. Hey, great comment. I'm open to criticism too. I'm all for that. Hey, Nut, I don't see where any of your videos are boring. I would like to have been there shooting too. This one was boring. That sucked. Hey, not a slam on Nut and love the raw footage. But clearly this video must not be holding the interest of our most bored viewers. I happen to scroll down to the comments only to discover spirited debates on what the word gun means or whether we have had a hard winter in 2012. Come on, guys, really? This is TMP, not the 2 a.m. forum for 30-year-old men without their girlfriends living in their mom's basements with monitors and mouses in their underwear. He's got 14 thumbs up on that. Oh, who was that dude? I got to give him credit. That was funny. That is the Apostle P. The Apostle P is that dude's name. And let's see, here's another one. Agreed. What are you agreeing to? Oh, of course. Guy says I like vaginas. Of course he'd agree to that. Oh gosh, it's still YouTube, right? Let's go to the videos. What video do you want me to answer comments on? Let's go to Piranha Pocket Auto. That's a fun one. 175 comments here, 26,000 views. To me, that's a well-received video. Granted, I featured it on the page, but I like that. That encourages me to do more auto reviews, to be honest. There you go. A perfect 10 knife with no jimping from Nutnfancy? No way. This is from Serpent Lord 666. For the past 3 weeks, I was carrying a CRKT Drifter. Awesome. Thick 8CR13 MOV blade. Yep. Didn't I review the Drifter? I did. I like the Drifter. It's really inexpensive. Normally I switch off after a week or two, but that knife was so good I could go into permanent status. Anyway, I switched to my new Rat 1 black blade OD green handle this week. That's a great knife. Love it. I see now they come in many different colorations. Satin blade with desert tan handle would be a beauty. There you go. That's his comment. Very good. Appreciate it. Not digging this one. Cool. Guy didn't like it. They're talking about autos in the state of California. Let's see. What's this guy say? Hey, Nutnfancy, got a question for you about your allegations against the Sig Sauer Exeter, New Hampshire made guns. Did I have an allegation against them? I don't remember. This is, of course, coming from your SIG P228 review, and the reason I comment under this video is because I was hoping to get your attention. You did. This is RMS Red Cloud, the dude. The question to you is, why are you so hard on Exeter, New Hampshire made SIGs? I don't know if I'm remembering. I don't remember what I said against them. I am from New Hampshire, but that isn't why I take it to heart. I recently got into SIG, moved from Glock, and I brought the 2012 models. Is there a problem with the newer SIGs made in New Hampshire? I don't care where it's made. It's quality control. And if I'd have to go back and see exactly what I said, and I had my research notes in, and there might have been an issue initially coming out of there. But as far as what I'm seeing now and what I hear now, and no, I don't keep my pulse on all things SIG all the time. It's good. They have had lapses in quality. And when they initially came over, I think, if memory serves, to New Hampshire, there are some issues. And the German ones, as far as I know, have never had those issues. So, no, New Hampshire rocks. Rock on, bro. Blade HQ quality Nutnfancy specials. Yes, I've been buying off Blade HQ for a while. I'm so glad to see TMP specials. I'm waiting for them to get the Leatherman OHT in stock so I can buy one in Coyote. Ninja Aegis is that guy's name. Keep in mind, it's stuff that I review and then I set up with Blade HQ, so it's not everything on their website. And on some things like Microtech, you gotta call them because they have map pricing that they have to adhere to. So you can't just click it and throw it in your basket. That you actually have to do a phone call order to get that special Nutnfancy discount. But yes, you'll see that page expand and expand. And again, it boils down to enthusiasm from you guys, which I'm seeing here. And then, I get good feedback from Blade HQ, and also good feedback from you on Blade HQ, that it works both ways, and then that's great. And by the way, my other retailers, not going anywhere, not just knives.com, love those guys, cutleryshop.com, love those guys. You're going to continue to see them recommended here in TMP. Blade HQ is an addition to those suppliers and actually allows me to provide a broader breadth of knives to you guys, specifically the HAC or HEC types, the high-end stuff. Here we go. Got some gunk in the mechanism. This guy. Am I the only one who realizes that a wave knife is even faster than an auto while being more legal? I love autos, but you can get more speed for less dough with a wave. And guess what? That's armed tetrapod. I agree. No arguments here. Very fast. In fact, a lot of the tactical folders like manual actions are faster than autos. What you're getting out of an auto is, this is an auto, this is a manual action SOCOM from Microtech. What you're getting out of an auto is coolness. It's just awesome. The guys love it. And it's still functional. It's just collectible. All the stuff I say in the HEC video. Let's see, this guy answers him. I'm looking for a good EDC. Problem is finding one like a lot for what I can afford. Well, dude, this is from Major Range 1. I don't know if he's a TMP or not. Go into my playlist. I have a bunch of knives I've reviewed since 2008. Best knives under $40. The guy just mentioned one. CRKT Drifter, that's in there. There's a ton in there. You can get great knives for under 40. And I've worked really hard providing you guys with reviews for that. I cover all types of blades. So it's going to be high-end blades, which to me are high-end. Definition varies depending on who you are. And then medium value, and then, well, not value, but price, and then lower price blades. A lot out there. Just go to my playlist. Let's see, I've come to the conclusion from carrying a couple different knives that the minimum overlay goes into a legal discussion. Let's see. This is so funny. Quiet Storm 1383, 2 thumbs up. He goes, thumbs up for Llama Trek 3, guys. I don't know if there's going to be a Llama Trek Part 3. Here's why. Number 1, part 2 got really low views. Really low views. And I even had it featured for a bit, which shows me there's not a lot of interest in it. Guys just, I don't know, they got their fill with the music version of it, which I loved, by the way. Part 1, which is okay, and part 2 is actually my favorite part. I love part 2 a lot, personally. I think that is the best part of Llama Trek. So that's one. Low views doesn't really motivate me. Other projects are going to take precedence for the time I have. And then also we're doing a lot of knife testing, and just boring knife testing. It's going to be like that, you know, first-person Garand shooter. It's boring, and I'll use it as insert footage for the particular knife video. Yeah, so I don't know if there's If I do, I'll post it, I don't know, maybe on Barry's page. It's stupid. Llama 3, there's nothing going on. We just cut knives, nothing funny was being said. Sorry, dudes, I'm just leveling with you. How ironic, an American crafted blade that I can't own because I live in, that's right, America. What a bummer. I'm going to thumbs up that comment. I agree, dude. Totally. Anyways, there's a couple knife comments answered. Where do I go next? I'm at 26 minutes. You guys digging this? I'll probably do it more. Let's go into Point Break Actual Part 3. 322 comments. Only 18,000 views. That sucks. That's not a lot of views. But the guys who watch it like it. This has been my favorite TMP series. Thank you, Nutnfancy. That's GNC Aaron 2 days ago. I'm glad you integrated Night Shot. Tell me about it. What does this mean? Comment withheld. Author withheld. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Get a sand sock. Okay, I'll do that. Did he fart at 5:25? The answer is yes. I think he did. Or I did. I don't know. Let's see. Love the stupid talk. Very entertaining. Right up my alley. I do too. I think it's funny. I enjoyed editing that part 3 together, and when I revisited it, I forgot how funny our banter was in part 3. It's excellent. Me and Buggett go back a long ways. Some of it I actually have to edit out. Imagine that. Why, Nutnfancy? Because it's misinterpreted. You know, people take offense. So a couple times I edit some of the stuff out. We just are who we are. This is one of my favorite Nutnfancy adventures of all time. Love the bolt guns. Keep up the good work, Nutnfancy. Edward Lewis 1-8. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When I read comments like that, it makes me want to go do that again, and I have some other similar series planned. I'll say that, and if I know they're being well received, I'll go out and do it. I'm still surprised there's not a lot of views on this one, though. So I kind of take that into consideration, too. If I have a bunch of competing projects, I go, this one is not being received that well. Guys aren't really digging it. There's not a lot of views on it. Take, for instance, when I hosted Keltec in 2011, those went nuclear. I mean, nuclear is 10,000 views a day for me. You know, other guys blow me away for views. I know that. And to me, it just shows there's a level of interest out there, and it's gratifying that the work's, you know, well spent. Let's see. M1 shoot with last suspect gave me an idea. Bolt gun at these long ranges with tracers would be awesome. Let you see the trajectory and maybe even the impacts. Yes, I've thought about that. That's from Jim Cars. I agree. They will have a different trajectory, very different actually, from your precision loads, though. So they really don't help you shooting precision gun because the round, actually, its mass is changing the whole time it burns, so it doesn't have a very predictable flight path, generally speaking, when we're talking precision rifle. But I like where you're thinking. Let's see, that little red circle always makes my heart flutter. I don't own a single Leica product, but they're at the top of my fantasy list someday. That Leica CRF 1200 that was featured in Point Break series was actually sold to a TMPer. Now we got a CRF 1600. Again, the Nutnfancy Big Cartel site. Occasionally I'll throw up the used gear on there, and we recycle it, get some money out of it, and then we go purchase more. The CRF is awesome. I love the 1200. If you look at Point Break, that sucker was ranging out accurately and consistently, even as dusk fell down to about 950 yards, 1,000 yards. So we lazed that far hill with the CRF 1200 at 1,000 yards in real world conditions. Now keep in mind, the wind wasn't up. We didn't have particulates in the air, which would have cut that down. No smoke, fog, mist, all that stuff. But it's pretty good from a consumer level one. You should bring out the Mosin Nagant. Now that's a sniping video everyone would want to see. The king of knives. I might. I love the Mosin. Love it, love it, love it. There's so much shooting I need to do. It'd be fun to shoot with that. I'm not going to load for it though, and so for getting a really consistent round out of the Mosin, I don't know. That might be tough to do. There we go. I'm kind of trying to pick some stuff. That spot is wicked cool. Did Nut carry that rock bench there? Laugh out loud. It's just too perfect. I wish I was strong enough to do that. Social 3 Engine 33 RIN was that dude. And then... oh, they're talking about stoves here. That's cool. Good stove discussion. We're talking about that one. Good comments. Hit. What a fun place to shoot. I'm glad you decided to upload more of this series. The adventure stuff is awesome. That's from Sound Suppression. 24 thumbs up. See, I look at that too. The high rated comments. That's cool. Because it gives me good feedback and I like hearing from you guys. Oh, here we go. What video next? What video next? How about Cold Steel Katana? Whoa. 1,002 comments. 42,000 views, posted on 1 May. So in 2 weeks, 42. That does suck compared to most other channels, I'm saying. Just being honest with you guys. But to me, it's good enough to where I'm motivated to do more sword reviews. And funny thing is, I've been seeing a bunch crop up here on YouTube. So I will probably do more. Let's see. Probably a lot of arguing going on in this one. Oh, there's some good comments. This guy's talking about check out different katanas. Hey Nutnfancy, love your channel, love the reviews. As a sword and knife guy, glad you finally did a sword review. I know you're not much into swords, and I thought you may want to look at the Hanwei swords. They are like the Spyderco Benchmade of the sword world. And there is one I specifically like to see you try out reviews. The Tactical Katana or Wakasashi in 5160 spring steel plasma coated. Actually, I do love swords. I do. I wouldn't have reviewed it if I didn't like swords, and I have a collection of swords. I've had them for a long time, actually. It's just something I've just waited to roll out in TMP. Let's see. And by the way, you're right. Hanwei, awesome swords. There's a lot of other brands I'm going to cover too. Stay subs. I think I was reading too, some comments were like, well, dude, you need to go out and, do some massive cutting with these swords, maybe do water bottle cutting. I'm still thinking about that. To me, it's very YouTube to do that. And then we get into a whole another realm of technique. I still may do it. I don't know. But, then it goes off on the realm, hey, your technique sucks, which I'm sure it would. What I'm going to review is the mechanics of the sword, in other words, the makeup, what I love about it, just like I did with the Cold Steel Katana. I'm going to talk about value, construction, in layman terms is what I'm doing. And I like doing it that way. I think it's interesting. Obviously, it's connecting with a whole bunch of people, some of which probably aren't sword people, but through the review, they can connect and find it. Let's see. Okay, here's a criticism. Sir, you are obviously very successful at what you do. That being said, I find you are indeed very long-winded. I'm extremely interested in all the products you review, but find your videos to be unwatchable. This is a 40-minute video. I think the actual information could be condensed into 15 minutes or so. I tried to watch a Ruger Scout video before and only made it to the 5-minute mark. Just the facts, thank you. That is from Ballsack Blue. Fair enough. It's a very hard thing to do to incorporate all the details to the level I want them to do, to give you a Nutnfancy review. I've been wrestling with that the whole time. I can give you a 15-minute video. In fact, I did it with the Spyderco Military. I gave 2 versions of that, and I wanted to see which one would win, and right now the long version's winning. It's pretty close in view numbers, but the long version is winning. Generally, TMPers like the longer version format, and I suspect you're not a TMPer. Let's see, do you show any... I want to click on this dude's name and see if he shows anything that shows TMP affiliation. Generally, from that comment, he probably doesn't. I'm still accessing, I don't know. So, I still think it's a fair comment, But if you're in such a hurry, why watch a video? Go to Google. Google the information. Read the manufacturer's website if your time is so, valuable. I would actually like to do 10-minute videos, but I don't think my video audience would dig it so much. In fact, I know they wouldn't. They would complain a lot because it's entertainment. It's, in this video, Sword TV. So you're after just the facts. Again, I will say to you, go to the manufacturer website. They have all the facts there. Okay, go to a great website. Swordbuyersguide.com. Read his reviews. Excellent. So, there you go. Oh, here you go. You guys are answering him. I didn't even see that. Nutn is very thorough. There are all kinds of videos on YouTube that are called reviews that are really just overviews. If Nutn's videos are too long-winded for you, go watch them. Okay, that's from Random Artistry. Thank you. No, I don't agree. There's another TMPer answering him. The least you could do is chill and enjoy the free info. Cool. Okay, so I'll take the criticism. That's fine. But again, my answer to you, I think, is, pretty much where I stand on that. Nutn, the coolest swords I've seen are the zombie tools. I'm not kidding. These guys have vids themselves trying to destroy the swords they make. No offense to Cold Steel's excellent cutlery, but zombie tools make them look like toys. Okay, cool. I'm not familiar with those guys. Let's see. I actually laughed out loud at this comment. If you're looking to degrade, oh gosh, here's a big old fight going on in here. I'm not going to go over all that. That's negative. Let's go back to the comments. Where am I at? 36 minutes. Where am I going? Oh, I'm not going to go into King Obama. That's a flame war going on in there. A flame war. Barry goes in there all the time, though, and watches it. Oh, let's do this. Smith & Wesson M&P Sport Review. Totally. I have this rifle as well, and this is probably one of the best AR-15s for the price. I'm very pleased with the performance of this rifle. A must buy. I agree. Huge fan of the videos and the reviews. I have bought and loved more than a few items based on your videos alone. Keep it up, brother. Just one thing. How come you reload your pistol so low? Oh, that's a good point. Can't keep your eyes downrange at possible threats. I reload my pistol about 2 feet in front of my face. That's the standard way to do it. I mean, yeah. Your workspace is right here. I know. And it's actually a good technique. That day, I don't know. Just did it that way. Not trolling, just an idea or something different you want to try. That's a good point. You're right, because that way you're keeping. What you will see a lot when I reload, and not that you're learning tactical stuff here in TMP, but I'll kneel down because standing up, bigger target. So a lot of times I'll kneel down, and while I'm kneeling down, I am looking around a lot. Let's see. Hey, Nutn, could have swore your buddy Brian at Gunny said the Smith & Wesson does not MPI their bolts, specifically when pointing to an MPI sport model you were chatting about. You're right, and I don't know what you're talking about because it's not MPI'd. I think I specifically said that in the review. If it was MPI'd, well, here we go. This guy answers them. But if it was MPI, they would advertise as such on their website, and they don't. Yeah, it's totally not. I said for the price, there's no way that's MPI'd. And also, there's lots of bolts out there that are not MPI'd that do just great. Reference Rock River Arms. Gun, do not own the sport. Gun models. Oh, there's a fight going on here. We'll have to go and check that out. Oh my gosh. I generally don't like that. When guys are going back and just getting pissy with each other. I don't like it. I don't like it when guys grandstand in the comments and either against me or other people, and they go, hey, this is something I'm going to make this my forum to go all out. I'd say make your peace. Even if you disagree with something said in the video, that's fine. Welcomed. Move along after that. Don't grandstand, go back. Now, if it's an intelligent, logical conversation back and forth, that's always welcomed, and I have thousands of examples out there on all that. So there you go. I'm going to wrap it up right now. Let's see, one more. It really bums me out that I don't have those channel comments. I just hate that. Let me go into my inbox. Barry's gone through this for me, so there's not much there. In my inbox now, I'll edit some of this out because I don't know if the senders want me to read it over the air, and some of it's boring. Here's one. This seems to be a critical comment. Wow, banned over a comment? Dear Nutnfancy, you've banned me over disagreeing with you? Wow, that's the thanks I get for defending you on these forums for 3 years. Now I see I was wrong. You are an a-hole. So long, Nutnfancy. Okay. I don't know who this guy is. He has a screen name. Don't recognize it. Don't know. Vera Linus goes over the comments, and she's pretty good about it, and she's very fair about it. There are times when I've seen a comment like this, and I get involved and say, well, you know, why was this guy banned? What was the backstory on it? And generally, there's always a backstory, and that the way that the person is representing it is completely inaccurate, especially as they go to forums, other web pages, other videos, and they say, hey, Nutnfancy did this. You know, I just disagreed. He banned me. No, he did a lot more than that. There was some name calling, F-bombing going on, and it just became to the point as we don't want you around anymore. No apologies. If you reach that stage, you know, I don't know if this guy did or not. I'm sorry, I don't recognize his name. But there's generally a reason why Barry does it. You know, if you're cool with someone and you're just straight up, you'll never get banned here. Even if you disagree, hey, I don't agree with your political views. So, welcome to the project, man. We don't all have to agree. Be mature about it. So, sorry, dude. Don't know what that's about. But I trust my sister's judgment. She's been doing this job for a while, and it's not a fun job. So, you know, I support her in it. Not perfect. We're not perfect here. And honestly, make your case. If you have a case and you want to be unbanned, then make your case. And, you know, she'll look it over. And if you're wrong and you apologize, cool, we'll bring you back. But if you feel like you can F-bomb and GD this and go into all types of accusations and think that that's your right, it's not. I've said that before. Let's see. One more and I'm going to wrap it up. There we go. So I thank you. I just received 2 t-shirts and number 25 of 50 for the M1 Garand casing necklace. I just wanted to thank you for all you do in TMP and for the awesome keepsake that I got for the donation. I was thrilled to get number 25 because I have a limited edition H&K out the front knife from Benchmade that's also number 25. That's awesome. Thank you, Nutn. Keep up the great work. You're welcome. That's from Arjax. I don't think he'll mind if I say 556. You are welcome. Thank you for being a supporter and buying the ammo. So that's cool. I'm glad I have something to give donors to my website. And one more. There was another one here. Hey Nut, my TMP hat came today and the quality is as good as you claim. It looks much better in real life than it does in the vid. It's probably because I'm wearing it in the vid. It will always look worse that way. I certainly will wear out this hat with pride. When I opened the shipping box, there were a couple extras in there. A DVD set and engraved shell casing. That was totally unexpected. I just wanted to say I really appreciate them. This guy is, now I know this guy. He's actually sent a couple bucks all the time to TMP to help pay ammo and all that stuff, and so we're just trying to give a little something back. And they do it without solicitation. They always have. Thank you to the Mrs. Doodle, and it was our Tactical Doodle that sent that stuff. Especially Very for all you do to keep TMP going and for keeping it real. Regards. I'm not going to say this guy's name. I'm going to keep his privacy for him. Whew. Now multiply that by 6 hours, and that's what it's like to answer comments and messages here in the Nutnfancy project. I love doing it. It is tiring sometimes. Sometimes it's very controversial. For instance, that guy, he got blocked. You know, I can get sidetracked. Next thing I know, I just blew 3 hours on that alone. And sometimes it spins, I've learned over the years, into great negativity, and my creativity for doing reviews goes gone. Completely gone. I'm not motivated to do the reviews. I'm exhausted, and then I have to go to work to my real job again. So there you go. Tell me if you like this format. Reading your comments, going to the channel page, going to the videos, and I'm going to improve on this if it's well received of how I can interact with you guys. There you go. Nutnfancy reading comments. It is now 12:20 p.m. It is now the 15th of May. If you don't believe me, there you go. This is Nutnfancy signing off. Thanks for being part of TMP and for all the comments and views on the videos. See you guys.